Hey everybody, I'm Monty Mott, and I want to thank you for investing in the Shareholders podcast. It's a blessing to be here, and man, I have a great guest, Mr. Andrew Smith. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, good. I thank you for coming on. We are here again at the wonderful All In Recruiting and Talent Boutique. Good friend of mine, Miss Lauren, who you guys saw before on my show. She recommended Mr. Smith, and he actually won a pitch contest that they had here at All In Recruiting and Talent Boutique. And so, first of all, let's talk about that real quick, man, because you didn't just win no trophy. You got a little chunk of change.
Yeah.
How much did you win?
I earned $5,000 in the contest, and I'm so happy about it. So thank you, Lauren, and everybody who put this together, because it's a dream of mine to be able to work for myself, and this is, I think, that kickstarted to, light that fire, and I'm really excited about it.
That is awesome. So you guys, again, they're not playing. That's a nice little chunk of change. This ain't just they ain't just wishing and hoping.
Right. No games.
But so I really wanted to have you on today, man, because what you're doing, when me and Lauren were talking, we kind of talked about just how things are shifting in the world and automation and all that. So let's just get right into it. You were mobile development. How did you start in mobile development? How did you get into that?
So unprofessionally, as like a hobbyist, I found Xcode on a computer and put one app on a phone and was like, I really like that. I want to be able to make mobile apps. And I think that was like, like 16, 17 years old. And then I just kind of followed that interest.
And you said Xcode.
Xcode, yeah.
What? See, you got breaks.
Yeah.
What is that?
So Xcode is a program on Mac computers that allows you to build software for iPhones and iPads and stuff.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. So then you just so that was at 16 to 17.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And then you just it kind of stuck with you, something you like to do.
Exactly.
Nice. It's funny, man. I'm old, but I remember in my high school, we got graphing calculators. They ordered a bunch, right? Mm-hmm. And so, we all messing around with them first day, like the whole school got them. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget the second day I go into class. I'm just coming into school and everybody's gathered around this kid. He was the principal's son. His name was Scott. Mm-hmm. This kid, in one day, he had put a little, very primitive basketball game on the calculator.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yo, how did you even do something like that?" And he was like, "Oh, I was just messing around with it."
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I didn't even know you could do something like that.
Yeah, some of my friends would have their cheat codes inside their calculator.
See, that stuff, man. Y'all was playing checkers. We was playing chess. I mean, you guys were playing chess. We was playing checkers. I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's different.
So that's amazing. So you kind of just hit on it, but break down again, because this is why I'm doing this. What is mobile development, and then what is automation for people that don't know?
So mobile development is a computer science. Mm-hmm. So if we get away from the mobile side of it for a moment and just focus on development, that is creating software or sometimes hardware to solve said problem. Mm-hmm. Then when we add mobile to it, it's the devices that you can take on the go. So iPads, phones, watches, headphones, stuff like that. And people are getting into eyewear as well. So that's mobile development. And automation is upon completion of an app for a device, you want to test it. Yeah. But first, those tests are done by hand, and it can take a long time when you have a bunch of scenarios or features that your app can do. Yeah. So you write these tests in an automated way so a human doesn't have to do it by hand anymore.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. That's why we're doing this, you guys, because we just download the app and start messing with it. We don't know what goes into
behind the scenes. Wow.
And that's okay. So for you, for what you do in your line of work, and now you're trying to establish your own business, or you have established your own business. The fact that, you won the contest here and all that. How for these recruiting services and agencies, how important is that for you in your line of work?
For me, it changed my life.
Yeah.
One message in LinkedIn from a recruiter, Mackenzie, she changed my life.
Yeah.
And they are incredibly powerful. If you stay consistent and want to see the change that they can show you, those people are angels.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're highly important because a lot of the work can be contract work. And for me, I love contract work. That's awesome. But for other people, they would rather have that full-time, secure blanket.
I get what you're saying.
So they're great, and I love them. They're very cool.
Yeah, when I had done some things, I've been on like Upwork and just hired somebody to do small little things. But when I talked with Lauren, and this is a real business, I had no idea how big this thing was. But again, you can kind of get caught up in your day to day and what you do. You don't realize how many people are actually creating infrastructures and doing things. Like I said, so many of us are used to just going to the app store and, oh, this is a new thing. Or basically when your app updates, but we don't know what went into all of that. And then there's guys like Andrew that are doing it. Okay, so one more question. We're gonna go to break. So basically though, man, I don't know how many were in it and all that, but how did it feel to win that award and win $5,000 just to help you as going on your way? How did that feel?
It is humbling, it's gratifying, and it helped prove a point to myself that there's validity in the idea. Yeah. And it's a really good feeling because as an entrepreneur, you could probably have thousands of ideas in a year, and you can feel that people will shoot it down, tell you no, or it's crazy, it's too far into the future, these kind of things. But with this idea, it's just like right on the cusp of like bleeding edge technology, and people are like, it's time to go that way, let's go. Yeah. So it's gratifying, and I'm so thankful for it. So again, thank you.
Yeah. So can you tell us what the idea was that okay, I didn't know if it was proprietary and things like that. You can.
Yeah, over time I'm gonna get there. Yeah. Truly. So in a nutshell, the name of it is DigiPatient Limited. I am making patient forms digitally and allowing them to be scanned in a secure way for outpatient care centers and their patients to make a exchange of data. So all your information, emergency contacts, all that stuff that you write down on those paper forms can be done inside my application with my software.
Nice.
Isn't this sweet?
Man,
it'd be helpful.
Let's rush that.
Yeah.
that's pretty. See, that's what I mean, man. It's things that you don't think about that we just get so used to just, make everything easier for me and all that. But somebody's got to come up with the idea and make it and implement it. So that's an excellent idea. That's really great. Guys, we are talking with Mr. Andrew Smith. This is the Shareholders Podcast. We're going to take a quick break, all right, for our sponsor, and we'll be right back after this. I got some more for them, all right? Stay with us.
Today's episode of the Shareholders Podcast is brought to you by Wardley Real Estate. If you are in search of a realtor, maybe looking to sell, buy, or rent, get in contact with Lakeisha Myers for all of your home buying or selling interests. She's an agent that puts herself in your shoes and helps you focus on the immediate goal at hand, and that is making sure you find the right home that meets your standards. Reach out and give her your vision, and you will not be disappointed. Don't wait. Contact her now, because remember, you can make your dream of becoming a homeowner a reality by taking this first step. You can contact her by phone, email, or check out her website at lakeishamyers.wardleyre.com. That is again lakeishamyers.wardleyre.com, or on Instagram at Live Love Vegas Homes. Please check her out. You will not be disappointed.
Guys, I'm back. This is the Shareholders Podcast. I'm talking with Mr. Andrew Smith. We are at All In Recruiting and Talent Boutique.
It's wonderful.
My good friend Lauren and Kenya as well. We appreciate the time. And so I really, before we move on, you're just kind of talking in the break about your app, but can you explain again how you came with that idea? You said you were actually at the hospital.
Yeah. So had a wild accident in a car accident. Got a concussion from it. Went to the hospital and had to wait 20 minutes and fill out these forms to be seen by the specialist. That happened one time. They said in the email, be there 9:30 so you can have it at 10. I didn't see that part. Got there at 10. So I was late, literally because of my paperwork.
Yeah.
And then when I got my MRI, I had to do the same paperwork again. And that sparked enough fire in me to solve the problem. And I spoke with my mom and dad that evening. They're like, just see what happens. And I built it in 4 days and then just kept going.
Like, y'all know, anybody been to the emergency room, the dentist, whatever, all that paperwork, you hate doing that. And what he's doing is, bam, I got this right here on that. What do they say that, I'm going to get it right. Necessity is the mother of invention.
And convenience.
And man, that's, bro, we need that fast. Let's get that. Let's fast track that. That's crazy. That is an excellent idea.
Thank you.
So, okay, I want to go on to kind of a thing I want to hit. So, 50 years ago, you could graduate high school, maybe not even graduate, walk right out, go to a factory job and start working. You know what I mean? And could support a family doing that. I know a lot of, they call them OGs, whatever, but, I'm from my hometown is in the auto industry and everybody worked at the plant. You know what I mean? That's what you did. You wouldn't even go into college. But, 2021, those days are pretty much over.
That's interesting.
And so for stuff that you're doing now, you don't got to be in no factory. You're just working on that at your house. My first question is, do you think, even as an entrepreneur, are we ever going to get back to those days where you can just, hey man, I'm done with school. I might not have college. I'm just going to get a job and that'll be enough money to support my family.
Interesting. 50 years ago would be like in the 70s.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, I think a lot of things back then were brick and mortar. So you had to physically go somewhere to do said service, and with the internet and everything, you don't have to really leave your house as much to earn an honest living. So I think it can go either way, where we still can do that, get out of high school, go grab a job and, not worry about a degree. I don't have a degree. I went to school for 3.5 years and dropped out and went to go work for a startup. And that showed me the excellence you have to have and being able to pivot, with laser focus. Yeah. So you stay afloat. And that's really fun and exciting. But some people don't enjoy that. So going to college does help. But at the same time, there's people outside of both of those realms that don't want to go to school and can do it. So it is possible, but you kind of have to look at or at least agree to the terms of all three of those situations where if you go from high school straight into work, those terms are you may have to work 2 or 3 jobs for a moment by yourself to earn that living that you set in your mind. And then the terms for the other two as well. There's pros and cons to every single which one. You're the type of person you are can fit any one of those molds, or you make a new one as well. So it's a difficult question to answer, honestly.
It is. And the landscape is kind of we're trying to figure it out as we go. And, when I talk with Lauren in her interview, she kind of talked about just the fact that letting people know that, things that you do in programming and all of that, you can make a good living. I think people don't realize, that's computer stuff for all that. But no, that's kind of where everything is going. And it kind of takes me to my next question because, excuse me, they call it Generation Z, basically. But that's kind of the first generation who was born into the internet age. When I was born, we didn't have internet. We caught up, what I mean? I remember internet really, I'm old enough. It was really in high school. They first started kind of talking about it and we started getting online for just basic stuff. But now we literally have, you see kids, they got an iPad like nothing, just going through apps and all that. And so it's and so even with your idea, you were sitting in the emergency room where millions of people have been sitting for years and years. And you just thought, you know what, man, instead of filling all this out, how about I just figure out a way to, you're, it's just a realm of possibility that most people don't think about.
Yeah.
So what do you feel for this new generation, even the younger ones that are coming up to where now it feels like the sky really is the limit.
Yeah.
You know, like where do you see kind of even what you do and automation, all that stuff in like 5 years?
In 5 years, people are trying to automate everything.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can go to a place where we as humans are not just taking. We need to give, and not only just like to ourselves as a society, but back to our planet and tell it we appreciate what you gave to us before we were even here.
Mm-hmm.
And so in those type of things, I hope agriculture gets automated. I hope we begin to make farms, vertical farms more, because horizontal takes up space. And if we're going to grow our population, then people are going to need to live there, that kind of thing.
That's a good point.
So it's interesting, right? And then that's where I think stuff can go. And Generation Z, they see some of the problems. They know climate change is no joke. They've seen a clown as our leader and stuff like that. So they're like, they know like, man, things get serious really quickly. And I think they're having to grow up a little bit faster, unfortunately, because of the internet and because of how much access you can get to every type of aspect of humanity right now. So the right ones will put it in their hands and take it to the right places.
Yeah. I tell students that I work with that, listen, I'm like, this thing in your hand, you have the world at your hand and you can do some real good with it, or not. Mm-hmm. But I hope they grasp it. I said, man, when I was coming up, I hate when I do that. It sound like my dad. Back in my day, I'm like, man, we had encyclopedias and stuff. We didn't know what we was doing, but there is so much. And you just said that vertical, the
vertical farms.
That is such a great concept. I learned about that, man, moving to Las Vegas is just the fact that, the strip is only about 2 miles. Right. They will stuff and build up, just cramming casinos and build a whole football stadium where I didn't exactly. Like, how did they, and they just building up instead of building out. So it's ideas like that. So I want to ask you personally though, then what is going to be your goal for success? Not that you got to have a 5-year plan, but with the momentum you got going now, where do you really want to take this for you personally?
With DigiPatient, I need to refrain from using slang. So I want to be able to bring DigiPatient to the Las Vegas community, to help us go paperless as a community and get people to see their their physicians in the best way and as soon as possible. And this keeps the lobbies clean. This reduces the amount of pins and stuff they need to wipe down. Sure, we can have paper clips and boards and all that stuff. So they're writing a few things. We'll still need to hand over driver's license and stuff for a moment, but that's much less than 15 pieces of paper per person. Yeah. So that's what I want to do with this.
Yeah. That whole, the clipboard and you got to sign, man, I'm super excited for that. Not even that I'm, there a lot, but I was just at the dentist, I had to change, do something for some orthodontist stuff and I had to fill out all that stuff again. And I didn't even think about that, but I'm glad you did, man. So before I let you go, I love to ask this. Anything have you read, anything that you could recommend? Because we just love to always inform and educate. Anything hot that you've read and you could maybe pass along to the listeners, viewers?
Yeah, it was probably a year or two ago now. Beginning of the pandemic, I read Art of War. Yeah. And then for me, I'm always reading just articles of how to do something. So I wouldn't say I have like a book that's a go-to. For you thinkers out there, just follow your interests and continue to challenge yourself. And because at the end of the day, that's the only person that's going to do it for you. And, level yourself up. If you like drawing, if you like skating, go for it and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Also, I do read books as well. I don't ever give it because I'm asking the guests, but I read a book called Station 11. And I read that in 2019. And it literally is about a global pandemic. And of course, that one was much more serious and it wiped out everything. And the thing about that book I really liked was how quickly the people in the book adapted to the circumstance and said, okay, well, let's rebuild. Wow. Let's build an infrastructure. And the ideas, kind of like we were talking about you making ideas just from, the necessity of being in the hospital. And it really struck me. Now they're going to make a TV show, which, again, people won't probably read the book as much, but read the book now, guys, because as we've, adjusted and we've, the pandemic, and we're hoping things come down. It's amazing what human beings can do when challenged. We kind of worry and, oh my God, and the kids are in school and all that, but I really got courage. It was kind of some terrible things that happened in the book, but I got courage just from what they say, the human spirit.
That's cool.
So, man, Andrew, I want to thank you for the time, man. This was outstanding. I'm looking forward to that, man. Guys, y'all check them out. Oh, real quick, give your plugs.
Sir.
Where can people find you or check you out at?
Right now, you can find me on LinkedIn, and I'm working on creating my website. It's going to be called getdigipatient.com. Don't take it yet. I'm about to get it today.
Yeah. With delay, you got a couple weeks to this.
Right. Cool. So I'm safe. Haha.
Yeah.
But so you can find me there, and then I have one email set up right now, digipatientservices@gmail.com, if you would like to chat with me about where we can take this and the next steps.
Nice, man. Really excited for that, man. Be checking Andrew out, guys. Of course, you know where to find us. Shareholders Podcast. Monty right here. Check us out Instagram. Please subscribe, y'all. See, I'm looking at my numbers now. Y'all listening.
Those numbers up. Let's go.
Y'all not subscribing, fam. Okay, I appreciate this. Yeah.
Get the follows. Get the links.
There we go. A couple clicks and things. But thank you again. I want to thank Lauren, of course, Kenya as well. All in recruiting. Please check them out as well, because Lauren be hiring and stuff. Y'all want to get in.
Just gets it done.
You got some talent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know when they're gonna do a next pitch meeting, but I'm definitely gonna pitch something for $5K. Hey,
right.
Put something together on an Etch-a-Sketch or whatever. I mean, I'll let y'all, because y'all ain't playing. But thank you guys. You always know what to do. Be blessed and stay sharp.